I got this hat and I got little Bumpy
Oh, Bumpy.
because I never saw
I
Bumpy in the
love.
wild.
I mean, who has? Don't even know if that dinosaur's alive anymore. You know.
Have you have you found anything Dominion wise or no?
Yes, I have. Well, sort of. I was able to track down these minis here. So, it's terrible like
Ooh.
box. Like it's just mostly words all over it. But I guess this is the front. Like very not satisfying. But then the top has that. So I was able to track these down. They were register locked. As everything says, it's supposed to come out the 17th. So this one, I don't know. The guy was like, oh, that's weird, because I was doing the self-checkout thing. He's like, oh, that's weird. Let me see what I can do. And he typed in some numbers, and he's like, all right, you're good. So I ended up getting, there was like codes online. Cretaceous Dave had them posted online. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take that and pick out the ones I wanted to. There's a lot of really cool options on here. It's very hard to tell, probably. But I had to go for the Kets and a Gallimimus. It comes with 2 each.
Oh wow, they look really good.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty great. I haven't taken it out yet. And then the Lystrosaurus and the Therizinosaurus. I had to get them. Like those were the only ones I really like cared too much about. I actually should have thought about it a little bit further, because they've got there is an Atrociraptor on here. I kind of maybe should have gotten that one. It comes with a Stego, then you get a Barry, and I don't know, what is it, Iguanodon, maybe? Pteranodon, Triceratops, I don't know the name of that one, but it looks pretty cool. And Giganotosaurus T-Rex. So there's some good options on there, but maybe the Atrociraptor one I should have gotten too. But we'll see. The minis are ones that I like. I feel like I rarely came across those during the Fallen Kingdom days. Like they would be there, but it'd be tough to find, especially the ones that you wanted. So, but I haven't found anything else outside of that. I did find like the play packs, and I was able to pick up the what is this?
Oh yeah,
I
got
this thing from Walmart. So it seemed like literally everybody got it at the same time, which is hilarious. So I'm so excited about this pack, this Owen and Velociraptor Blue thing. But like the faces aren't great.
And Neo from The Matrix.
Yeah. Rain Delacour or whatever.
He has a snake on his face.
Yeah, he's got a sick tattoo on his face, which is like, at first it kind of looks like he's got like a microphone, like one of those, like you put it around your head and it's just like down the side of your cheek. And that's what, like, at first I'm like, oh, he's on the phone making deals all day long. Hey, you guys want dinosaurs? I'll give you dinosaurs. Let me go get one. He's making deals all day long. But no, it's a snake tattoo or whatever. But the versions that are on the back of this box, dude, are so much better than and of course I think they might just be renders. I don't know though. It looks
maybe the original molds.
But they look so much better than the face sculpts and paint jobs that we got. So that's pretty unfortunate. And I am afraid to open this because I've seen reports that Blue doesn't have a great paint job on the other side. Did you open yours? Did you had this right?
No, it's literally on the stairs right now.
Oh yeah.
Because I haven't been home. I've been at my girlfriend's place, and I got the notice that I got it in yesterday, but it's still in the Walmart box. I haven't opened it yet.
Okay, yeah. I brought it down, opened it on a live stream and those minis, and I was like reacting live. I put it up to the camera first. Like, you guys, it's like kind of like when your food comes out, your camera eats first, right? You take your pictures of your food. I was like putting the box up to the camera here so everybody else could see it. And I'm like, wait, I didn't even get to look at it yet. But it's okay. Like I'm so glad to get more humans and stuff like that, dude. Like, it's so exciting. But like, that's why I'm not like overly excited about 3 3/4 inch scale. It's never really been my thing. So whatever. I mean, if we're getting not Amber, oh my god, if we're getting Hammond collection, maybe that'll make things better,
Right.
but I don't expect it to be as, like, widespread as, you know, getting figures like Rain and a red shirt Owen and stuff like that. I do like that we get those things, but, they can only do so much. But, here's hoping
Yeah,
there's some better ones around the corner.
I'm alright with them, in all honesty. I do like
Mhm.
the ever I remember when we had the Kenner ones back in the day, I did always think that they were a little oversized compared to, like, the dinosaurs that we got, and I always felt
Uh-huh.
like GI Joe figures were perfect size, and then they did that with this, toy collection, you know?
Mhm.
But, yeah, the faces
Yeah.
aren't always great, but,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
it's it's tough to complain about coming from the Kenner days, right? Where, like, no one looked like their counterparts in the films. So
No.
so it's kinda hard to say, like, "Oh, I'm so strict about how they need to look," when, in all honesty, I don't really care too much. I'm good with the weird looking dinosaurs. There's some paint jobs that I'm like, I don't need that, or it's not my thing. But the humans, I guess and the thing is, I don't even know what this guy looks like in the movie. This rain
Me
guy. Like, we
neither,
literally
yeah.
haven't seen a shot of him ever, and maybe that'll change by the time this comes out. I have no idea,
It's
but
it's 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 like when we got the figures back in '93, like, I think you don't remember seeing the movie, but
no.
I never saw it in the theater. So I didn't see Jurassic Park in the theater, so my whole thing was when I got the action figures before I even saw the film, I just imagined all this crazy stuff for each character, like Alan Grant, because he came with that card with the pteranodons, I'm like, "Oh, he's a pteranodon trainer, alright, that's cool." You know?
Oh
You
my
know what I
god,
mean?
I
He
love it. I
trains
love I love, like, your reality of, like, learning about Jurassic Park. It's so fun. It's so awesome, dude. It's so cool to hear.
Yeah, man, like, there was that one card that had, like, the
Yeah.
Dimetrodons in the woods, and I remember watching the film and waiting for that scene, and I'm like, "Okay, when does the Dimetrodon show up? Where is it?"
Hey, man, fingers crossed. Maybe you get that scene coming up. Who knows, you
Oh
know?
my dude, seriously. Yeah, I just knowing that there's a Dimetrodon in this movie
Yeah,
because we've seen the renders, um, I'm so happy about that. Like,
yeah.
there's so many things in this film, that I am just ecstatic about. Yes, I have my own worries and stuff like that, but in all honesty, even if the film is like not as like crazy as I expect it to be, because we're putting it at such a high standard right now, because we're
Mhm.
expecting
Yeah.
everything. It's the final film. It's like we're expecting Endgame. We're expecting like the end all of like the Jurassic saga, and if they just put some dinosaurs and some prehistoric creatures that I've had in the toy line since I was a kid, I'm fine. I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and the go ahead. Finish your
oh, and the renders and just how some of them look, you know, I'm fine with that too. There's just there's a lot of debate with the Pyroraptor lately, and I'm
Uh-huh.
good with it, man. You know what I mean? It's got feathers, dude. It's got
Yeah.
feathers, alright?
Yeah.
They've complained and complained about feathers. It's got feathers. Yes, its face is, like, a little creepy looking, but it has to be. Like, what do you want? Like, we need
Yeah.
like, these are fictional movie dinosaurs. They need to bring fear into the audience. Not every person watching this movie is a dinosaur expert. This
Yeah.
movie these movies are built for dinosaur fanatics like you and I, and at the same time the general audience. The general audience needs to be scared and thrilled and happy with this film. If they made Prehistoric Planet and they put it onto like for a movie to watch, I would love it. But I'm telling you right now, my girlfriend would probably fall asleep. You know what I mean? Or like, it's just
Yeah, it's for
dinosaurs.
some people, it's not for others, you know? Like, I watched
Exactly.
that Prehistoric Planet trailer, and I'm like, "Okay, that's cool," but at the same time, I don't care too much, and I know
Yeah.
that's gonna be blasphemy. Like, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna have a great time watching that show. It's a show, right? I forget.
Yeah, it's a
Whatever it is.
series, like
Yeah,
5 episodes, something.
okay, yeah. I'm gonna love watching it, and I'm gonna watch it. I'll probably, have my kid with me watching this thing, it'll be awesome, but,
Hmm.
like, the dinosaur designs and things like that just do nothing for me. I'm a Jurassic kid all the way through, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the designs that I love and the things that I'm into. And I don't think I don't think there's a right or wrong, right? I'm not saying there's a right or wrong.
No.
It's just not what I'm not really into realistic natural designs and things like that. I
Yeah.
don't. It doesn't
See,
these
so for
crazy designs don't fuss me too much that we get in the films.
See, for me, it's both. I love real dinosaurs and I love the Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
Hmm.
So for me, it's a frustration when there's certain hate on the Jurassic Park dinosaurs for them not being scientifically accurate. But at the end of the day, the scientifically accurate dinosaurs we're gonna see in prehistoric planet, they're gonna be wrong in 5 years. It's just
Yeah.
how it is.
I'm really excited to see their version of the Spinosaurus. I mean, let's be honest, the Jurassic one's the best one. I mean, that's why I brought out my
Oh
hat today.
no.
It's for you,
All right.
man.
Okay. All right. End of chat.
That's it. Recording over. No, you mentioned a Dimetrodon before, and
Yeah.
so to me, like that, and I know it's not a dinosaur, but like that is one of the first dinosaurs. Like to me as a kid,
Yeah.
like I
Mhm.
had, play school toys, like they're around here somewhere. Actually, I still have them. They had like moss chops and Dimetrodon and things like that that are not dinosaurs, but like to me as a kid,
Mhm.
I grew up like those are dinosaurs to me. They're like that kind of vein of
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
creature, so they all blend together. Like, and I don't care either way. Like, what's what?
Yeah.
I am
Like
so excited to see the Dimetrodon, dude. I cannot tell
like
you
the
how excited.
like the pterosaurs. Pterosaurs,
Hmm.
like everybody associates them as dinosaurs. They're not dinosaurs. They're flying reptiles,
Hmm.
but they're in the same realm as dinosaurs because if you
Yeah.
had a cake like I did, which made me get into dinosaurs, what did it have on the cake? It had a T Rex.
Yeah.
It had a sauropod. I don't know if it was like a brachiosaur or a patasaurus. Probably a brontosaurus.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Um,
Brontosaurus.
you
Yeah.
know, it had a dimetrodon on it, and it had a pteranodon or a
Hmm.
pterosaur, some type of
Yeah.
pterosaur. So all those together, you have two that are dinosaurs and two other ones that are not dinosaurs, but they all fall into the same group when it comes to the love of these prehistoric creatures. So I know there's you put something up and you're like, oh, I can't wait for these dinosaurs. You have a Dimetrodon in there. You're gonna always have somebody who's gonna try to correct you, but who
Yeah. Yeah.
cares? Who
You know,
cares?
for for
Oh
uh for the horror genre and the horror fans out there, this is the same argument with like Frankenstein versus Frankenstein's monster. It's like
yeah.
everybody kind of just defaults to saying Frankenstein when talking about the monster guy. But
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
if somebody in the horror genre or something that they correct you, they're like, oh, it's actually the monster. And I'm like, yeah, but who cares? Like I'm into horror. I love horror too, but I'm okay with just saying Frankenstein. Like it's okay. Let's just call it what it is. That's what everybody knows it as. So it's okay if you just say dinosaur. I'm not gonna like, well,
It's fine.
but
Do you like the background back here? You see a T Rex.
mhm,
You see my cat, of course, Cheeto right
cat,
there.
yeah.
You see actually a beautiful painting my girlfriend actually made for me up there.
Oh my god,
That's really
yeah, it's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, right, man. It was from for Christmas.
That's
You
amazing.
see a bunch of stuff. Do you see a PhD for paleontology?
I think that T Rex thing kind of looks like it could be one, but I'm not too sure. Maybe.
No, you don't. We're just fans of these
Yeah,
films, and we love dinosaurs in general. And if
yeah.
these films can bring dinosaurs to the forefront, which they have, hey, Prehistoric Planet wouldn't have gotten the green light if Jurassic World didn't come back into the spectrum of everybody's pop culture. It's the honest truth. We've been waiting for like a Walking with Dinosaurs sequel, and it's been years. All of a sudden, it just pops up now. Come on. That's not a coincidence, man. That's all Jurassic World's doing. And you can
Oh, it's
hate on
yeah,
these
it's
movies all you
timing.
want, but these movies created paleontologists. These movies created more people that love dinosaurs and want to know more things. It created more
Mhm.
revenue and stuff for museums because people are going to go to the museum, see
Yep.
the real thing, and then stand next to these things and realize, wow, these things were huge. You know,
Yeah.
um, so at the end of the day, that debate goes on. We've seen it on Twitter, man. I posted
Yeah.
the real Brads against the
Yep, exactly. Like I love the memes that are coming out of this kind of debate and stuff like that. And
yeah.
there's still some that are hypercritical, and then others that are I'm more on the end of like posting jokes like that. But I think
Yeah,
at
me
the end
too.
of the day, it's okay to not be an expert. We don't all have to be an expert on dinosaurs. Like
No,
I know a few people that have like gone to school for this, but like and are in that field, but like it's okay to not be that person as well, and to just say
mhm.
I like dinosaurs and I like this thing, even if it's not a dinosaur or whatever. We don't need to like gatekeep, and like you're saying, um, this franchise has like opened up the world to people becoming paleontologists, just to loving dinosaurs. So it's so funny to me to see that the world that like I don't know. Let me like try to like reframe this. But Jurassic Park, maybe made somebody in 1993 become a paleontologist. And now they're all grown up, right? And they're a paleontologist. That person now is criticizing and hating on the designs. And I'm like, well, wait, where's you came from this? Like, how did you get here? Like let's be okay. It's entertainment. It's just a movie. And like
Mhm.
I've always said about the toys and the films themselves, it is not on Mattel. It's not on Colin Trevorrow or Universal or Jurassic in general to be scientifically accurate. It is not on them. They can do whatever they want to do. They can, and they have, which is, I think, great. It's entertainment. Like that's what we go to the movies to see. I don't go to see, you know, whatever. I don't need to see the feathers, even though I'm excited to see the feathers. I don't need to see, a T-Rex like cooing or whatever they say that they
Yeah,
the
yeah.
noise of it. I don't need to see that stuff. Like the stuff exists, like you're saying, on Prehistoric Planet or elsewhere. Go watch it there if that's more your lane. But like let's just
Mhm.
have fun with it. Like I'm so like tired of the debate and the anger and the hatred towards these designs that are not they don't need to be accurate. And I know everybody will be like, yeah, but like in the first movie they tried to make them as accurate as possible. I'm like, okay, well, did they though? Like, did they really? Because
Yeah,
like there's a
I
lot
don't
of things
remember.
that are different.
Yeah, I don't remember Dilophosaurus with a frill in the fucking record. I'll say that right now. I
But
don't remember
that's
the Velociraptor being 6 foot high. No, man.
yeah.
Spielberg himself said he wanted the raptors to be bigger because he wanted more of a scare factor. Hence, Pyroraptor, scary looking with feathers. They wanted it because
Mhm.
the consensus about feathers is they're not scary when they have feathers. You know what I mean? When they have a little bit of fluff on them, they're like, oh, they're just
Yeah.
big birds, which is what they are. But
Oh, dude,
have you
birds are
like
terrifying. Birds are horrifying, man. Like
exactly like these people that are not scared of birds, like literally, okay, just walk into a cage with a emu and or a
oh
cassowary
no.
and see what happens.
Dude, a shoebill stork is the scariest bird I've ever
Oh
seen.
my god,
It
they're creepy,
literally
man.
it looks like it's in its full intention as a bird is to kill humans. Like that's what it looks like. So like I know it's not. I don't want to like paint this bird in a bad light, but like it looks scary. And I
Oh
do
no,
not ever want to come face to face with one of those. And it's
it
got
has like a
feathers on
death
it,
stare.
Yes,
It's got
dude,
a
it like
death
literally like
stare.
stares downwards at you and just like gives you the evil eyes, and it's like and it makes like a noise that just sounds like a machine gun or something like that. It's
It's like this. It's
crazy.
like this.
Yeah, dude, this is the most impressive shoebill stork impersonation I've ever seen. Wow. If you're listening to this on podcast, go watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
but
But
um
but yeah,
but yeah,
at the end of it all, dude, honestly, I got into dinosaurs because of a birthday cake. I thought it was fascinating. There was these creatures that like lived, but the reason,
Yeah,
but the main reason I fell in love with dinosaurs is basically, let's see if I can get it right there. See that
the
poster up there with the
Spinosaurus,
T?
everybody. The
Oh no, no, no! Don't you dare! Right up there, that poster. Yeah, it's one of them.
there's like you just
But
pointed at the cat picture.
oh yeah, well he's a dinosaur too. Uh, but that poster where the T Rex is like, where Rexy's like biting down and having
Oh
like
my
a,
god.
a ball with the
One of the best
Explorer.
pictures ever. Yeah.
I had that on posters, I had that on folders, I had that on Trapper
Mhm.
Keepers, I had that on everything, notebooks, all that, because that image right there, that dinosaur is the reason I fell in love with
I
dinosaurs.
mean, this is my notebook from
There, yeah,
1993.
look at that.
It's
Yeah,
literally this
look
is
at
the
that.
original notebook with like, me coloring in it and stuff. So
Amazing.
apparently
That's
I drew a
amazing.
tank. I drew a tank back in the day. I mean, look at
Oh,
that.
wow. Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah, it's
oh, you're,
an incredible design. Like,
yeah,
so
beautiful.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with whatever they want to make. That Pyroraptor, we recently just saw like the models and animatronic like designs and stuff like that come out
Mhm.
in Fangoria, right? In the magazine
Yeah, yeah.
coming out. And the Pyroraptor looks like even more messed up in that than it does, I think, on the film, because in the film we're just seeing, at least not the film, but the trailer, we're seeing like the CG version, right? But this whatever this maquette or animatronic, whatever it is, looks horrifying, menacing, just completely like terrifying, and I love it. It's so
I love it
wrong
too.
looking, but it looks awesome.
I love it too.
Yeah.
Because it takes away the factor that it has feathers and
Mhm.
just being like a big bird. It brings it to a level where this thing looks creepy, man. This,
Oh
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And we don't know what they're gonna do in the film. I mean, I don't know, but like, I can't wait to see what kind of scene they bring in, and we already know that it's like, the pilot character and Owen are gonna be facing off this thing like
Mhm.
just hand to hand
Kayla, yeah.
combat basically. They only,
Yeah.
yeah, they only have Owen just has his trusty buck knife, you know?
Yeah,
No,
I gotta come
you
at
do
this
the
thing with
Owen.
my
Yeah, you do it better than I do. You do it better than I do.
Yeah, yeah. I'll pretend this Doctor Who, sonic screwdriver. He pulled it out from behind his back. He's like, "You stay away from me, Pyroraptor." That's the sonic screwdriver. No, that was the sound of Kayla's taser that she has.
Yeah. We don't know how
uh,
she sounds in the movie yet. Oh wait,
no, that I
we
hope
saw a
that's
little
not her
bit of the
voice. I don't
trailer.
think so though. Oh yeah, we did.
A little
But
bit though.
yeah, this movie looks awesome. I just can't
Mhm.
wait. I just don't want to
Me
be
too.
inundated with things, coming up here, but I'm sure it'll happen. I'm sure we're gonna get way too much stuff, and I
We're
don't
gonna
think we're
get
gonna be tired of it, but we're gonna be like, shielding our eyes to try to stay away from spoilers and just too
yeah.
many things. But I
And
can't wait. I can't
we'll
wait.
get the usual how many things are wrong with Jurassic World Dominion when it comes out, like, in June. We'll get one of
Oh
those
yeah.
too. We got those for Jurassic World,
Yep.
we got those
Yep.
for, so
Mhm.
I'm ready for them. I really don't care. I'm ready for the movie. I'm ready to have fun and watch this and enjoy seeing the characters that I grew up with join the new characters, new cast, and I want to see the clashes. I want to see the fights. I want to see Alan Grant telling Owen like, "What are you doing, Raptors?" Like, "You're you're training Raptors. What's wrong with you?" And then you
Yeah, what
gotta
do you
go.
want? Come on, yeah. I wanna see that. No, I don't know what to say, but I wanna see that so bad. Like, that is, like, one of my number 1 wants from this movie is just to have that argument between the 2 of
Mhm.
them, because, like, their values are so different, and I mean, I don't know where Grant is these days, but I feel like he probably didn't change too much. But
No.
that is just conflicting ideologies, and I can't wait to see. And obviously, we already saw them like kind of headbutting in terms of like who's the leader in this situation.
and
But I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see what happens
and
there.
I just love Malcolm's like along for a ride. He's just like, ah, man, I just want to see all this turn to hell because I already know it's gonna. So I'm
Yeah,
right.
like
So,
yeah, and I've said it like a million times, but what is he doing in this movie? Like, how did he get here? Like, what? Who? He
uh,
would never be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go along for the ride. I guess I'll follow you
something
guys. I'll
yeah.
help."
There's a reason he's there because the reason they got him in Lost World was because Sarah was on the island. I
Hmm.
don't, we didn't hear anything about Julianne Moore being in it, so I don't think, who knows, maybe Malcolm's already like 3 wives down
Yeah, it could
from
be way
from
past
97.
Sarah at this point.
But, who knows? Maybe he has to do something with that, or maybe, somebody, like, something is gonna bring him to go on that
Hmm.
mission with them, because Malcolm, as much as I love him, he is a very selfish character, so he's in it for, just like,
Hmm.
I don't care about this. I just know I'm right. Let me just see it all, all the hellfire
Yeah,
happen from my window.
yeah.
So who knows? We'll see. I am confident there's good reasoning for all them to show up together.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm glad that this movie is going to be 2.5 hours, with
Me
credits or
too.
whatever. But I am
Me
so
too.
excited that it's not going to just be a quick. I mean, a quick 2 hours. That's a fine movie. But like, I'm glad there's a little bit more extra stuff in there. So yeah, we don't have to worry about too much cramming. That's I think the worry is that
Mhm.
like there's so much to cram it into 2 hour movie. At least we have a few extra minutes here, so that's good. But man, there was just way too much
Yeah.
in this movie, and one of the reasons that we're talking here tonight, but
Mhm.
is this movie, and you were talking about it before with Prehistoric Planet. Is like, hey, it's good timing. Like it's good timing to start talking about dinosaurs and to start talking about these things again in the media and in pop culture and stuff like that. And man, we just got into this episode and debated dinosaurs for a little bit, but the real reason I wanted to bring you on here is to talk about our experience um, being on TV, talking about
Yeah!
talking about Jurassic Park together, which is awesome.
Uh,
Which is oh, look at that,
raptor
so killer.
raptor
I
tattoo.
love it. I love it. So we recently, if anybody out there is unaware, which I've said it before on the show, and I've promoted
Mhm.
it here and there and stuff on Twitter. Well, first of all, I'll get to this. I'll get to that later on. But there's a whole thing. There's a whole timeline here that's it's very convoluted. But yeah,
Mhm.
this is something that came our way. Reelz, a production company that works with Reelz, I guess, reached out to us to do a talking head documentary style thing about Jurassic Park, and they wanted to go into that first movie, talk all about it, how it was made, the impact of that movie, what it means
Mhm.
culturally, and when I got an email about it, I'm like, yeah, I mean like. That I mean that's what I do every week, every day, pretty much every day of the week. I'm like, I think I can handle talking about that in a documentary. I'm like, I think I got this. And luckily enough, this was a production that was it was going to be filmed in New York City. I think they were doing stuff all around, but like, and this was last year, by the way. I
Mhm.
don't know when you're listening to this, but that was what 2021 that we
Yeah.
found out about this show, and it's still like height of pandemic stuff and very
Yeah.
unsure about
Yeah.
what the world is. And so I was like, you know what? I got another buddy. He's on the podcast with me. He can talk and he can get into specifics and nostalgia like nobody else, to be honest. I'm like, this is the guy. Like, you got to get this guy too, because they asked like, do you know anybody else? I'm like, yeah, of course I know a few people that could be into this kind of thing. And since you were right here with me, in New Jersey, I was like, all right, this is the best option. I asked them, I'm like, hey, are you filming anywhere else around the country? And they're like, they were like not really sure about it. Um,
Mhm.
but I was like, you know what, you're a good candidate for that. So I was like, we got to get Jaye Jurassic involved in this, and they're like, okay, that's cool, awesome. And it was like a very quick process. Wasn't it like only like a matter of like a few days or something like that? I feel like.
Yeah, it was pretty much like you let me know. Um so okay, so it was during like June or something like that, and
It was
during the
a
summer
little bit
months.
earlier in like May or so.
Oh, it was like May then? Okay.
Yeah.
It was like May, June, something like that. Cause I remember it's like the height of like the tattoo like busy season, and like
Oh
trying to
man.
take a day off short notice is really difficult. So it just so happened that you told me, "Hey, what are you doing next Thursday?" It was like literally like a week. And I
Yeah,
was
that's right.
like and you told me the situation. And I was like, I have to take Cheetos for a procedure,
Oh, that's right.
and
Oh
and
no,
I was like,
yeah.
and it just so happened that like I had that day off for that, because literally there's no way to take off a day like right then and there with clients, because some clients are cool with it. I have some clients that I'll be like, hey, I can't make it in today, I'm not feeling well. And I have some that'll be like, well, feel better, come in, I want my tattoo. They'll
Oh
be
yeah.
literally
Oh
like that.
wow.
Yeah. So, um, lucky enough that I had that day off, and I just moved Cheeto's procedure to like the week after, and they were all like, "Oh, we don't want you to do." I'm like, "Look, this is a Jurassic Park like event, and Cheeto's procedure. He's okay. Like, it's not. It was nothing like serious. It wasn't like an emergency. It was just he needs some teeth pulled, and you know, I mean, I don't think he was like rushing to get that done himself. You know,
I need to get these teeth out right now ASAP. Let's
yeah.
do it. Come on.
And
Yeah, I remember
he's and
you said that that was happening and you were like it's not like it's not a rush. We can do it like another time and that was good.
Yeah,
That
which I
was
did. I called his
yeah.
doctor, and his doctor was like, "Yeah, just come in like a week later." And I took him like a week. I told my boss the situation, and I was like, "Hey, look, I knew I had that day off for this procedure, but there's something else that came up." And I explained to her what it was, and she knows this is my life. I love Jurassic Park, so she was like,
Mm.
"Okay, just good." And I was like, Is it possible if I can have next Thursday or the Thursday after, if I can have it off?" And yeah, but literally, it was like within days. This happened. They called me. They talked to me, and they were like, okay, and all this stuff. But one thing that I remember that was really funny, I asked you, I was like, what should we wear? And you had asked them like what it was,
Yeah.
because I was like, I'm gonna go all Jurassic Park decked out. And
Yeah.
you told them that you're like, Jay's going with like everything. They were like, no, 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 he can't do that. We're just let's casual, like formal wear.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ah, dang," because I was gonna go with this hat, with my, like, Jurassic Park jersey. I was gonna go in there and look like I was going to a game, like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're what's his name? Kevin Smith, right? With the jerseys you're decked out like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I figured, you know, with stuff like that whenever there's filming, they usually don't want any kind of logos or things like that that they have to blur out.
Mhm,
So,
yeah,
just to make it easier, yeah. And I wanted to know as well because like, you know, yeah, I don't know what they wanted, but it was such a quick turnaround.
mhm,
They did give a yeah, they did give us like a few questions and things ahead of time.
yeah, mhm,
And, you know, just an idea as far as like what they might want to talk about and stuff. So that was nice to
mhm,
have like a little heads up. I also like when it comes to things like that and like anytime I've ever had to do like a test or anything in recent years, um, or you know, or prepare for something, me being like a podcaster and stuff like that, my go-to method is to actually record myself. So I don't
mhm.
know. I want to know how like you prepared, but like when I was when I was thinking, yes, did you prepare? I want to know like because like I took to the microphone and I was like, you know what? I started like kind of working, like workshopping like some ideas and thoughts about things that are like, you know, how would I like to present things? How would I like to talk about things? And that always helps me because like I can record it, I can listen back and get a good idea of how I sounded and stuff like that and how things worked out. So that's like my go-to in terms of like, well, if I'm going to talk about Jurassic, I want to make sure I'm good. So did you have any like preparation or anything like that? Did you like or did you just wing it? Did you just like I know
I
this
just
stuff, you know?
I just winged it. I just went in there, like, super nervous, because, like we said, it was during the height of the, like, of still, like, pandemic restrictions. I
Mhm.
went on the train, I know that, but I went like,
Yeah.
I double masked, I had a bandana over my face, and I only had one of the vaccines at the time, so I didn't have the second one in. You were fully vaxxed by that point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
plus they actually did, like, they sent
yeah.
somebody out to us, like, to get which I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, this is a big." Actually, I think that was my first, like, legit COVID test was, like, them coming out
Yeah.
to my house, like, somebody I don't know, like, where this person came from, but they just came out to my house. We literally,
Uh-huh.
like, had nobody ever coming to our house pretty much still, and, like, here's this random person coming inside, and, like, I didn't know what was gonna be happening. This person just came inside. My house is like a mess. Like there's kid stuff all over the place, and like I'm sorry. This is just I didn't realize what was gonna be happening here. But we sat down at my like kitchen, like my dining room table and stuff like that, and just like she, stuck the things up my nose and everything, and it was all good. Like, and at that point, it hinged on that test. Like that was like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
let's
me too.
fingers crossed everything's good here, and everything was good. So that was it.
Yeah.
That was a interesting experience in itself. So
Same. That's what I was super nervous about because you had told me that, like, the last time you hung out with anybody was with me and Caleb in,
yeah,
at the Jurassic World Live, and that was in
yeah,
2020.
yeah. Like
So,
February,
but
right? I think February, the end of February of 2020,
yeah.
right? That was like,
Yeah, February
yeah,
22nd.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Right before the world changed. And it was,
I know.
and the thing was, like, I knew that you were good because you weren't going out, you were working from home, you were staying close with your
Hmm.
family. But me at the time, I was working tattooing. So I was tattooing people. I was masked up all the time. I was wearing N95s, but I was still working with people every day. And
Hmm.
any moment I could have caught COVID.
Yeah,
It was a risk, but unfortunately it's just how
yeah.
what is
It's
it?
a risk.
I have
Unfortunately, you
I
got to
have to
take.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I had to work. So, so that was what I was really nervous about, was passing that test. And when they gave me the test, I was just, like, praying that it would come out negative because I really wanted to do this, and
Yeah.
it all hindered on that test.
Yeah.
'Cause if I
Yeah.
came out positive, I could not go. And I was
Yeah.
like, "This is once in a lifetime opportunity," and it all
Yeah.
hindered on this freaking test. Like, "Ah, no." You know?
Yeah, it was a weird time. I think I like was still cutting my own hair back then. Like it was just like a complete mess. And you
But
might notice on the show, I don't know, but yeah, it was interesting. And then I also took the train in, and we you got scheduled for the show because it was like we were unsure. We're like waiting for emails and stuff like that to like when are we showing up?
Mhm.
When's this happening? It was literally I think like the day before or so where we were
Yep,
like,
yep.
I guess we're showing up now at this time. So you showed up first. Luckily they did our
Mhm,
stuff on the same day. I was like, oh, that's so good. So you showed up
mhm,
first and I showed up a little bit after. I'm like hanging around. I got there early and I was just hanging around outside. And then I just went in and, it's just some random New York building and nothing too fancy about it. And then I was sitting there in the lobby for a few minutes and it was
mhm.
very awkward and quiet because like it's a studio. So like we couldn't make any noise outside,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they were like, the guy at the counter was just like, okay, yeah, you can have a seat over there. Just go sit. Just try to be quiet. Turn your phone. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah. So I sat there, and then a few minutes later, honestly, like one of the guys came out, and he's like, oh yeah, you can come on in, come on in. Jay's doing his stuff right now, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to like intrude, like I don't want to like pressure, put pressure on him because like I know like it's already a very pressured filled situation, right? Like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be in
yeah.
front of the camera and like spitting out facts and stuff. But like I was like, is he all right? Are you okay with this? Like, so I went in there and I sat behind you, which was like funny in and of itself. And I got to hear like you, but like walk me through like you I guess like arriving and starting your process because I don't even think I get to hear about that.
So basically, like, the whole train ride, I was a bit nervous because, I mean, I hadn't been on the train and I hadn't
Mhm.
been in like public transportation since the pandemic had started, and so I was nervous in itself because just COVID was back then was like a very it was still causing a lot of damage. Now it's kind of lessened down a little bit, but still was pretty bad. And I wasn't fully vaccinated. I only had my first vaccine, so there was a good chance I could
Yeah.
catch it, and then I couldn't take my other vaccine.
Mm.
Um, couldn't work, all that stuff. Bring it home to my mom. So it was a fear that I
Yeah.
had the entire
Taking a
time on the
real
train.
risk for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, basically. So dude, I had like 3 masks on, bro. I had N95, I had a bandana, and I had like a regular surgical mask on that. I was like dying on that train. I was
Oh, yeah.
suffocating. I was just like, oh. I sound like Darth Vader. I was like,
Yeah.
you know,
You pass out
and
from heat exhaustion, but at least you didn't get COVID.
basically. Dude, I was so and then to top it off, I'm nervous because like what if I suck? Like what if I'm horrible and they're like, "No, we're not going to use any of your stuff. You were horrible."
Yeah.
So I was nervous about that. So I was like, "Oh my god." I didn't have any like dress up shirts. I had like one dress up shirt that was like that I could wear, and
Yeah.
cuz man, during COVID, I got fat, bro. I put on some weight. So, like, I couldn't wear, like, every other shirt. So, I had, like, one shirt to wear, and this
Yeah.
shirt was this pale blue shirt, and remember you said that you were like, "Yo, I saw that one too." I was almost about to wear that, remember that?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we were gonna, yeah, like, because like I think I had to go to Target or whatever. I had to make a quick trip out
Yeah,
because I also I
yeah.
didn't have anything that like fit. I was like, I want to be like, I want to like wear the right thing and just kind of blend in. So
And
yeah, I
you
felt like it was good. Yeah,
and I remember you saying, like, "I saw that pale blue shirt, I was about to
yeah,
get it." I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, thank God, I know." So, yeah, because we
Yeah, I
would have
was
been on the
worried.
show wearing the same shirt. Anyway, but that pale blue shirt, dude, it's so pale blue and light that I'm like, "Dude, I'm gonna sweat through this shirt from me being
Oh yeah,
nervous." And I was
yeah.
like,
Hey
"Oh,
man, it
man."
looked great. It looked great. You look great on the
Oh, it
show. You
looked
look
fine. It
fantastic.
looked fine.
Yeah.
I special effects, man, they do all the difference.
Right, but we did have to we had to make up ourselves,
Yeah, that's
like
right.
because it's like we had to like dot stuff on our heads, and I'm like, I've never done this
Yeah.
before, so like I
Yeah,
don't know.
because we would have the camera lights would, like, shine on our sweat because we were so, like,
Yeah.
and it was hot in there, man. It was
Oh
so hot
yeah.
in that room.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was, like, blistering hot. So anyways, I get there, same thing, guy's, like, right next he's like, "You can have a seat right over there, right down by the couches." And I'm like, "Alright, cool." And I sit down, and I remember sending a picture to my sister on Snapchat of me just, like, sitting in the room, and I'm like, "You could see my mask," and I'm just going like this, like,
Yeah.
you know, and showing. Did you notice that like thing on the wall that they had with all these lights, and it was like anime playing at the same time? I
Uh-huh.
don't.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
that had me so hypnotized, and I was sitting for quite a while. Actually, I was there for maybe like a half hour, just sitting down. I was like, okay, when is this happening? You know, and then they call me in, and they tell me the process of what's going on, whatever. And as I'm doing, the talking about Jurassic Park and certain things or whatever, I'm thinking to myself like, "Yo, they're not gonna use any of this." Like, I I kept staring, dude. I kept staring at the
Oh.
camera. I kept messing up my lines. I was just like, I was like, I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
So
too funny.
I was like, so the T-Rex is the size of a raptor. I mean, no, not no. I just kept messing up, man. And I'm like, they're like, this guy sucks.
Oh
But
no.
the thing was though, like once you got there though, I kind of got the hang of it. It was like
Mhm.
it was a rough start the first few couple of questions. It was just like I kept like looking at the camera and they were like over here, over here. And I was like, "Oh, okay, sorry." I kept doing that. I wasn't
Yeah, yeah.
used to that. I've never been used to like being on camera like that. And literally like the guy sitting next to you, but you could barely see him cuz that light is
Oh,
beaming
yeah.
at your
It
face,
was, like, impossible,
you
yeah,
know?
because like yeah, he was, the camera was here, he was off to the side, but, like, I also didn't wanna, like,
Mhm.
stare at him. It was, like, a whole weird thing, right? Like, it felt
Yeah, I
weird,
know,
but
I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, dinosaurs are great." Like, I didn't wanna
Yeah,
do that.
it was hard. It's like it's a little difficult if you've never done it before, and especially
Mhm.
like you've got the guy asking the questions, like the producer there. You've got a guy like manning the camera. You've got a sound guy. There was like 3 or 4 different guys in that room
Yep. Mhm.
outside of me and you, and I know like most of them are like just want to go home and don't care. So I kept thinking about that in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, they don't
Yeah,
care. Like, you
that
know,
one guy with the hat that was doing the thing? What is it
yeah,
called?
yeah, the clapper
That
thing,
guy
whatever. Yeah,
dude, yeah,
slate.
that guy straight up looked like he did not wanna be there. He just he did not look like he wanted to be there at all, you know? Um,
Yeah. Well,
so
you said you pulled it together or whatever when I got around. Maybe I have a calming sense about me. I don't know. But when I was sitting there, I was like, oh, like I'm listening to the questions and I'm thinking about like kind of what I would say in a way and thinking about my own stuff.
mhm,
Um, and they actually asked us like very different stuff, which was pretty cool. And I was just like, "Oh man, dude, he's killing it!" Like, dude, that was a great. Like every now and then, I was like, "Oh my god, that's a great answer. That's awesome. Holy crap, that's great!" Like, I was floored. I thought it was awesome. So you killed it, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, 'cause, like, when you got to sit down there, like, you got, like, the good side of the camera where I was like I was doing good. If you would have been there from the beginning, you would have seen me stepping over words and stuff,
Oh
but, like, when
man,
you got there, that's where I got, like, the into my flow of it, and I was just, like, going off and just saying all and the crazy thing is, like, they used all the stuff that I really loved that I got to say, and they put me in scenes that I absolutely love. They put me in the breakout, they put me in
yeah,
at the
dude.
end, and I got one of the things that I got to say that I was like, "You know what I mean? I'm gonna be arrogant as hell right now and say the best scene, the most iconic scene in movie history," and I said it, and it's on the show, and it's Rexy roaring at the very end, and I was like, "Yes, they used
Yes,
that, they
dude.
used that." I was so happy, you know,
Dude,
because literally.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
cause
go ahead,
dude,
go ahead.
I remember I remember telling you, I was like, "Do you" I was like, we were making jokes about it, we're like, "Yeah, they're gonna probably use us for, like, 2 minutes and that's it." Dude, we were
Yeah,
in it a lot. We were
I
in it a
know.
lot,
Yeah,
and it was so cool.
yeah. Yeah. I feel like I went through my filming. I was there for like I don't know, like 2 hours maybe or something like that.
Yeah, it
You
was
you were
around
there
there,
like
yeah.
all day long because you stayed all the way through me too. So like, and then
Mhm,
we
yeah.
just like I think we just maybe hung out downstairs afterwards or whatever. But like it was fine. Like once I got into the flow of things and like answering the questions and stuff, there was a few times um where like the questions are vague enough where like I'm like
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, a few
Yeah.
times I was like there was questions that I just definitely didn't even know how to answer, and I was like, I don't know, I don't like there
Mhm.
was like a question about like Sir Richard Attenborough and him being cast in the film, and I'm like, you know, I was 7, so like I didn't really care. I didn't think about it. I honestly wasn't following the trades back then. I wasn't. I don't know. I didn't even know who he was. He was John Hammond to me. So like I don't have anything to say about that. So I'm like I don't know. That's kind of like outside of like my scope. Cut to the next person or whoever.
Yeah,
Which is why they got
that's
other people too. So which is good.
there was a few, questions like that, like, where I was in the same but I was like, "Wait, what? Like, what are you asking?" And there was some questions where I don't know if you were there when, like, I would tell them some things they didn't even know and weren't in the questions whatsoever, and I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that's happened that way," and they were like, "Okay, use that." And
Yeah.
there was,
Yeah.
like, some of
Keep
the
keep
stuff
going.
that they
Keep
used.
going.
I think, I think the one thing that I clearly remember that they used that they didn't know and wasn't in their information, um, was, the baby elephant roar, which they used in the
I was
promo.
gonna say that's your
Yeah.
thing, man. That is like when I think about this show now, I'm thinking about you in that baby elephant thing because like that was the promo. Like that was literally the first footage I saw of this thing.
Yeah.
Which like well, let's get there because like we've talked about the recording and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. But that was awesome. A great experience. And then they're like, "Yeah, we'll let you know." Like, I asked the question that I think when I was there, I was like, "So, like, when do you think we'll, know about it or whatever?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna try to air it around, around when Dominion, the next movie comes out and stuff like that." They
Mhm.
asked us a few questions about sequels and then talking about Dominion. At that point, I'm like, I don't know what to say here about Dominion because like I know things that I definitely can't say on this show. Like I can't
Mhm. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
say these
Yeah.
things. So I was like, that was hard for me, like to talk about Dominion in a way. I'm just like, I'm pumped. I didn't know what else to say. I forget what I ended up saying, but like it was hard because like I'm like I don't want to like say things that I shouldn't be saying. Not that I'm like under NDAs or anything about this movie, but like you just end up learning things that the general public or whoever watching reels doesn't know.
Mhm.
So he's like, yeah, it's gonna air around the time Dominion comes out. I'm like, oh, cool. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. That was the last. That was the last we heard
Mm.
from them.
Yep. That
so
was it.
so yeah, like I said, that was May of 2021, and
Mhm.
it's right. What is it? It's April now. This thing came out at the end of March, March 26th, I think it was. Um, so it was like literally a day or two before. I get a text from my aunt, and I'm like, oh, what? My aunt, what's she texting me for? She's like, I should just bring it up while I'm here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I was just like, what? Like I was floored when I read this. Here we go. It just said, "Guess who just popped up on my TV screen?" And I'm like, it was just a picture of me. And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "This is aired?" I was like, I literally said, "Gah, what?" They didn't tell me it was airing yet. They didn't tell me it was airing yet. And she's like, well, the promos are. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, it was a fun surprise. And I was like, yeah, no kidding. Like, so, um,
You
so
texted
at
me.
that point, I'm like, I text you and I'm like, I'm scouring the internet trying to figure out because they didn't tell us anything about this show. So like,
No.
we didn't even know the
No.
name. We had no idea what
We
it
had no
was.
idea
They were
anything.
vague
Nothing.
about that. They're like, it should be airing on Reels and stuff like that.
That's
We'll see it
all
at
we
some
knew.
point. Yeah.
All we knew.
But that was it. And when my aunt texted me, I'm like, well, thank God my aunt texted me and saw this. Otherwise, we would have completely missed it. Completely missed
Yeah.
it.
Basically too, because so it was in the morning you sent me the text. I woke up to
Yeah.
this text and
Wake
my
up, dude. Get up.
yeah, I woke up and I was sleeping. Like my girlfriend was asleep, and I woke up and I was like, "Oh my god!" And she said, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh, like the show's premiering that I told you about." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's coming on, you know." So so, anyways, I was like, "Dude, when is it on?" And you're like, "This Saturday, bro." And it was Thursday when we found out. Like, it was ridiculous. And you kept asking, "Hey, did you get an email? Did you get any confirmation from them?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't get anything. I got nothing
Yeah.
from them."
Yeah,
And
no.
we
Now
were like
to give
checking.
them some credit, I did follow up that day, and I was like, "Hey, just want to know, is there anything we need to do? Do you need any information from us? With this thing going out?" And he's like, Actually, I was just sending out emails about this, and I guess that they were gonna contact us that day before or whatever. So I'm like, okay, all right. They would have given us a little heads up, but like I would have loved to have kept everybody in the loop a little bit in advance, but unfortunately we didn't have too much advance notice there. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I was excited, man. I was pumped. I was scouring the internet. We were both like sending each other stuff. I think I found your promo. And then somebody, I don't know, people were like sending me mine. I think I forget who, but that was awesome. Like to see yours, dude. I got so pumped, and you were talking about the baby elephant and stuff, and I was like, oh, dude, this is awesome. Like I didn't want to
Like,
post anything about it. I was like, I want you, because like I was waiting for you to react to it and stuff, and then post about it before I like scoured it on the internet and stuff. So,
yeah, it
um,
was
yeah,
it just like I played it so many times, man. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I was just playing it over and over again, just like the T-Rex roar is a baby elephant, like constantly. Find out the real story, the untold story of Jurassic Park. The T-Rex roar is a baby elephant. Like, dude, it
oh,
was so
dude,
much that like
yeah,
anybody around me was just starting to get annoyed because I was just playing, like playing it over. And it was so cool because like what ended up happening was I remember me and you were going back and forth. How do you get the Reelz channel? Where do you have
yeah,
it?
I know.
And you're and then you saved me, bro, because like I put on that Reelz app and then I was like, okay, and I put Tubi and it said
Yep.
live, and you're like, dude,
Mhm.
check the schedule, it's not the same. And I was like, oh no. And then that's when we figured
Yeah.
like we need an actual like cable like network to watch it.
Mhm.
So, like, I ended up getting a Roku to put it onto my mom's TV, like my mom's big TV in like the living room and stuff. And and then we borrowed uh like an Optimum Online thing to watch it, a family member, right? We watched it.
Yeah.
It was my girlfriend's mom, so we used that to watch it because you needed an Optimum or like cable provider, but I only have internet. So we ended up watching it was my sister, her boyfriend, my girlfriend, and my mom, and we all watched it, and it was just awesome. And my it was cool because every time me or you came on screen, once I told them that you're my friend Brad and you're the host of the podcast, it was like every time like we popped up on screen, they all went, "Ah!" There it is. It
That's
was great.
amazing.
It was
Yeah.
amazing, and
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to bring up the promo thing. I don't know my login here for Instagram. Oh well. But dude, it was so awesome. And my promo, dude, I was like sandwiched between shots of
yeah,
Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones. I'm like, "Oh,
which you
dude,
love.
these are two of my most favorite things in the whole world." And I'm like, "This is awesome." And
Yeah,
I
man.
couldn't find like the only the only like version I could get was like a cell phone recording. So yours,
Yeah, I
you had the
couldn't
nice like promo that was like, you know, up
everywhere.
everywhere, dude. They were using that thing
Yeah,
everywhere. And mine was like I think my sister sent me like the cell phone footage. I'm like, that's got to do.
but
That's got to do. I want to see
it
if I can
was
bring it up here. Um,
but it was
so bear with me.
but what I really thoroughly like, I loved that we were on there. But one of the
Mhm.
things that I thoroughly enjoyed was the fact of the support of the community. How much they all like were happy to see us on there, and how many tried to watch it. How many of my clients, tattoo clients, actually recorded it on their DVR. It
Oh,
was
really?
amazing. Yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
it's so cool to have all these people like support, you know. It was a lot of fun and it was very exciting, you know. um
Yeah, here we go. All right,
and
so I think I
yeah,
have.
all right, you
Hold
got
on, let me
it,
see if
all
I.
right.
Yeah, I think I might have the availability to put this up here. I don't know what's going on with this. Let me see. Let me fix this real quick. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was very exciting. I have the video here. All right. Well, I'm just gonna have myself on the screen, I guess, for some reason.
All right.
But all right. So let me put this up here real quick. So, all right. So back to live
Mm-hmm.
mode. Okay. Here we go. Put this up there. And here is the
Hey, there's us.
Instagram. There's us. Hold on, I got too many things on my screen here. All right, so here is your promo.
Discover how it all began. Jurassic Park.
The T-Rex's roar, it's actually a baby elephant.
Jurassic Park. The unknown story. All
It
new
was so good.
Saturday. Real classics on Reelz.
Reelz
Saturday. Discover how it all began. Jurassic
Reelz.
Park.
The T-Rex's roar, it's actually a baby.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy. There he is. No, I don't see any sweat. I don't see any extra sweat or anything.
Elephant. Oh, it's there.
Jurassic Park, The Unknown Story.
I think that shirt was like
Saturday.
like a shirt that hides sweat. I don't know.
Only on Reels. That dude is deep.
Real sweat.
Yeah, real sweat. So here was, I think this was mine.
Yeah.
All began one
On
blockbuster
Reels.
at a time.
Yeah, with the indie. Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
They have a full body animatronic.
Where are you?
Blending that
Where
with
are
the
you?
CG.
There you are.
There's my personal haircut.
Dude, what are you talking about? The haircut looked good.
Shave his legs, put on Marion's white dress.
Like I remember it looking good, but now like after you saying that, I'm like, God, it looks good.
The Unknown Story. 2 all-new
Oh,
Hey,
and
my
that
haircut
picture,
looks
dude.
tonight.
Oh, so
That is
good.
so
That picture of
crazy
Indy
looking,
and that
bro.
JP3 Raptor. Oh, it's so good. Oh yeah,
It's like
there I am.
So only like only like crossover I would like
Yeah.
in the some Jurassic dinosaurs. That would be cool, you know?
Yeah, man. But that was those were our promos, and like I said, we didn't know anything about it
Mhm.
airing, but so yeah, I didn't have the channel either. You didn't have the channel. I think
No.
we had like there was people like, because you can like apparently buy into Reels on Amazon or something like that, but it's like $20, and I don't even know if that's the real thing. I don't even know if you could watch it live or anything. And like you were saying, like I put it on Tubi as well, and I was just like, I was just watching nonstop just to see to find that promo, and it wasn't showing up ever, literally never. Anytime a commercial came on, I was like, all right, I got to film this. All right, here we go. Oh nope, it's not there. So yeah, it didn't show up, and then I checked that schedule, and that wasn't matching up. So then I think one of our family members had Reels like on their cable package.
Oh,
or whatever.
did they?
So we ended
nice.
up borrowing a login or whatever for it, so we could check it out, watch it live, which was cool. And yeah, man, I know I texted you ahead of time, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I can watch it. I don't know if I can do it. Because
I remember that. I was like, come on, bro. Get on there and watch this.
It's hard, man. I'm not like, I don't love like listening back to myself or my own content and stuff like that. So to me, I was just like, I don't need to. I don't know. It's going to be like, I'm going to be very self-conscious about it and stuff like that. So I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if I want to, but I did. My wife was like, no, we got to watch this. We have to watch this. I'm like, all right, we let my son
Good
stay
on
up
her.
and watch it. So yeah, my son stayed up and watched it with us. He was really excited about it. And as we were watching it, man, I'm like, yeah, like you and your family, I was just like, dude, this is legit. Like, this is great. Cause like I had those same doubts ahead of time. I was like, dude, they're going to use us for like a minute. I know that's all it's going to be. We haven't heard from them. That means that we're only in this thing for literally a minute. Like, and I'm like, dude, the whole time, every time you popped up, I'm like, yeah, oh, dude, yes, like keep using Jay, just because like I wanted to make sure you got in this thing. I'm like, I'm on these streams and stuff all the time. I'm like, that's fine with me, but I wanted to make sure you got in there, and I was like so happy every time you popped up, and there was no worry. Like we were both in this thing like a lot, which was awesome. But well, yeah, that moment when you had like the T-Rex breakout thing, I think I might have texted you.
Yeah, you were like
right
dude,
around there.
You said something like, "Oh, dude, that one like segment you just had was incredible" or something, because they actually cut the music as I was talking. It was really cool. Like I'm
Yeah,
saying,
I don't know where the text is, but yeah, exactly. It was just like, dude, like you with the there it is, dude. You had a killer bit with the T-Rex breakout, so good. And I just like, and then dude. This one, so I got to just put this here on the screen here. I was like, yes, dude. I was so pumped for you. The something has survived.
Yes.
I didn't catch it, but like they actually played like the old promo.
Yes,
with
they
it.
did.
Like,
they found
something has survived, and they played it like they played it along with you, and like it was perfect. I was like, dude. Yes, that's awesome that you got that moment to shine right there. I was like so thrilled for you.
everything they put me on was just incredible. All the scenes they had me talk about when I talked about all the original cast returning, all that
Hmm.
stuff was just absolutely awesome. Like I was
Yeah.
so I was like on cloud nine, man. I was so happy.
Yeah.
Like because like one of the things like that so when I was a little kid, like when you had like Jurassic Park and you had Lost World, I loved watching the behind the scenes documentaries all the time. I'd watch the movie
Oh yeah.
and watch the behind the scenes. Or sometimes I'd go straight into behind the scenes. Like I loved hearing
Hmm.
Spielberg talk about the process, the special effects, all that stuff. And I always loved watching those documentaries, and to be in one that we're talking about Jurassic, and it's like a dream come true. So to me it's like my 6 year old self, my 11-year old self from like Lost World and Jurassic Park was just
And Jurassic Park
like
3 too, right? Yeah.
all right. You had to throw Jurassic Park 3 in there, didn't you? No.
I wish I had
um
hyped up the Spinosaurus more, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't. Oh
I
man, I was
actually,
like,
I actually, hey, I actually talked good about it in the documentary. I
I
said
know, I
something
was
like,
very shocked. I was very shocked. I mean, I was there witnessing
I
you
wasn't.
talk about it, which by the way, I gotta say, when you were doing it live, I was like, "Yo, look at this guy go! He's going like because they it was like a very unprompted thing. It was just like, okay, could you talk a little bit about Jurassic World Dominion?" And you're like, "So this film, they're bringing back Sam Neill as
Yeah.
Dr. Alan Grant, Laura Dern as Dr. Ellie Sattler." Dude, you like killed it. You like named the whole cast, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
it was so thought out and planned feeling when you just winged it. Like you said everybody, it was so long. I'm like, no, I'm like, this is great, but there's no way they're not going to use this whole thing, are they? They did.
And they
They used
did.
it all, and it
They
was like, it was
did.
amazing. I was so happy to hear that in there because I was like, dude, you nailed it. My one
And
thing
some of
that I
the
was, go ahead.
and some of the other things too, like when I said like what was bigger than the dinosaurs, what was more massive than the dinosaurs in this was the merchandise and stuff like the
Yeah.
marketing. I just kept using this like nice little puns, and like they actually used it. Like I was like,
Dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead.
had
What
good
was the
like
one you were talking about?
you had good transitions and stuff like that. What
Yeah.
was I gonna? Oh, I was like the one thing that I hope that they include for me was the whole bit about the guitar string, and using
Yes, and they
that,
did that.
and they
That
did.
was awesome.
Dude,
You
and I was
named you
laughing
named the
so
guy
hard. Yeah,
because I
yeah,
remember when they asked me about it, and I was like I couldn't remember Lantieri. I couldn't remember his name, and I was like that guy, that worked with Stan Winston, or and he didn't even work with Stan Winston. He was part of like another team. And I'm just
yeah.
like but I was sitting there when you were doing it, I was like, they're going to use that. I was
Dude,
like, because I
I'm
remember telling you, I was like, there's things that you said they are stupid if they don't use it, because that was awesome.
Yeah,
You know?
I felt like Lex with the Unix system. She's like, I know this. I was like, yo, this part, I know this, and I went off and just said that whole bit about like running the guitar string and all that stuff to create that
Yeah.
perfect ripple in the water cup there. And I was like,
Hmm.
dude, this is awesome. And then they just used like acoustic guitar like footage, and I was like cracking up. I'm like, this is hilarious that there's just like they didn't have any footage for them running a guitar string, so there's just like
Yeah.
picture, like video of like an acoustic guitar. I think somebody was just like strumming it or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it was such a blast to watch that.
Oh
They
yeah.
aired it twice that night. I think it was like 8 o'clock
Hmm.
and then midnight or something like that. And then apparently not for another 6 months. We won't be
I
able to
know.
see
I
this
am.
thing.
And I've been I've been
Uh,
asking, because there's some people out there that DVR'd it, and I'm trying to find out how we can get like a copy of it or something so we can watch it ourselves all the time. Because 6 months from
yeah,
now, man, I was ready to watch it again like the next day. Like I love
yeah,
these Jurassic Park documentaries, and I've watched the ones on the DVDs and Blu-rays. Like I can't even tell you how many times. Like I've watched them so many times. So I
mhm,
just love the process of how they made these films. I love the artistry, the technology and the music and everything, how everything builds up to create this masterpiece that we all love, and the process of doing it is just fascinating to me, because then you watch the film, you're like, wow, like how did they do this? And it's like you just hear John Hammond go, "I'll show you in the next segment." You know, so
Yeah, and it was awesome, and it was nice to see that there was other people included. I think those people are like in a lot of the things, the behind the scenes or
I
whatever
think
that
so
they have.
too. Yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean, what did the title of this thing ended up being Jurassic Park: The Unknown Story, right? I think that was it.
Untold story.
The Untold or whatever it was.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
What was
it was
cool,
cool.
like,
I was happy that it was like legit. It felt like it kind of fit in. And
oh
yes,
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing is like the Untold or whatever it was, unknown. Like we know this. Like a lot of people listening to this show, if
Hmm.
you've taken
Oh
time
yeah,
out of your day to listen to the Jurassic Park podcast, I'm
you know
sure
some
you
of that stuff.
know. I'm sure you know a majority of this stuff, if not everything. Um, but it's still good. It's still like cool to have this thing out there, to have reactions of it. It wasn't like some of these things are so goofy, they end up turning out so goofy, that like they're kind of hard to watch, like
Hmm.
they're too fluffy and too just like graphics all over the place and people just joking and laughing and with the talking heads and stuff like that. And this had some of that, but it was also like these people loved the movie and they were like really into it and stuff,
Hmm.
and they included us so much, which I think, I don't want to say helped add credibility to the thing, but like it helped ground it, I think, to like where these people are so passionate about it. So it was legit, and I'm really happy with the product, because we didn't know if we were going to be in it at all. At the end of the day, we didn't know if it was going to turn out good. I was afraid, like, when things get edited, I'm like, are they going to twist my words? Are they going to make me say, are they going to make you say you love the Spinosaurus and
Oh
hate
my god.
T-Rex? Like you
Okay.
never know what
All
kind of
right.
thing they're going
All
to
right.
twist. So you never know. Hey man, I mean, I might
If
even
I had it,
twist your words. I might even try to do it in my own edit.
don't
But
you dare! Don't
could
you
you
dare,
say
bro.
these few words from me? Could you say the word I
No,
love the?
no,
Just say that real
no,
quick.
no,
No. Okay.
no, no,
Oh, all
no.
right. All
Mm-mm.
right.
I
I'm
hate.
sure you already have at some point. I'm gonna go back and check.
I
I'm
hate. There you go. I hate.
and you've definitely said the T-Rex at some point in this episode.
Oh,
So I'm gonna.
don't do this. Don't do this,
No, I wouldn't dare.
Brad. It is,
But
Brad. It is technically my birthday right now, dude.
oh my God,
This is
wait.
my birthday wish. My birthday wish. Do not do that to me. Do not
Okay,
do
well,
that to me.
I didn't know. I did not know it was your birthday. Happy birthday! What are you doing?
Yeah,
Why are we doing this right now?
because I love Jurassic Park. Come on,
Well,
man.
now I feel bad I didn't say it 31 minutes ago. Happy birthday
Oh no.
31 minutes ago. I'm going to go back and edit it in 31 minutes into this recording.
Oh man.
And then you're not
But
going to
yeah,
say anything. It's going to be weird for another 31 minutes until you finally acknowledge it. But yeah.
like thanks. Just a random thanks, like an hour later.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you for
Oh,
that.
man. But I keep I every now and then I pester the Reelz like Instagram or Twitter to be like, hey, when are we gonna get more of that
Yeah.
Jurassic Park content?
Me too. Me too. Me
So
too.
if you want to see it, let Reelz know that you
Mhm.
want to see this show, and
It's really cool.
get get out
And it was
there
it wa-
and yeah, just
and
let
it's
people
really
know.
cool because what I felt too is like we're both very like you more than I in lately, been very much involved with what's going on with the Jurassic Park community. But I always have, but like lately, other things have taken over, so I'm kind of took a backseat a little bit, right? But it was cool to see, like, not trying to like toot our own horn here, but like it was cool to see two people that are huge fanatics of Jurassic Park in the community on a TV show about Jurassic Park, because everybody else there, like, they have their own profession and stuff, but we know pretty well they're not part of the community in a sense. Like,
Yeah,
I've never talked to
yeah.
them. You know what I mean? So
No,
it
yeah, I
was,
don't know. I don't know. I know the one guy is on like a podcast that I've heard before.
yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, actually, there was one moment where I got a little scared. There was the one dude who was wearing like cool sunglasses or something, and he started talking about Jurassic World, and he started like going down a path that
Yes,
sounded like it
yes,
was going to be really negative. He's like, you know what? I went into
yep,
this movie and I'm like, this is going to be total garbage or something like that. And then
dude,
then
I
he flipped the
know.
script and he's like, but I loved it. I was like, oh, thank God. Like we didn't need
Yeah, dude,
that mojo on this thing, you know?
I thought the same thing when I was hearing. I was like, "Where is this guy going with this?" And I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, even I was like, "I'm not gonna talk anything bad about any of the movies." Like I said, I even said good things about the Spinosaurus in this film, in the documentary.
Why
But
wouldn't
like,
you? You know?
uh, but but like that's the thing. I didn't want to bring any negativity
Yeah,
to
yeah.
this because I know they asked us. Remember, they asked us a question like, "Would you keep watching Jurassic Park films even if they sucked and like they were bad and stuff like that?" And I was like, "What? Why are you asking me this? Like,
That's a
why are you
weird
like
one.
trying to make?" Yeah, it was at the. I don't. Did they ask you that too? Because I know they asked me.
I don't think so. I think you got that random question.
Oh yeah, they asked me. They were like, if they, because they said something about like producing more films, or like, what if they produce none more films, but the content kind of lessens? Would you still recommend these films or
Mhm.
something like that? And I was like, this is a trick question.
Yeah.
I don't want to answer
Yeah.
that because I don't want to be on the documentary telling people like, no, don't like. But it's
You're a fan for
I
life. Like there's no way like you're going to
I
be
am.
there, you
I'm
know?
still gonna watch them. Even what I mean, I didn't like I said, I didn't like Fallen Kingdom all that much, but I still am a fan of it in a sense. And you hear it first here. I'm not the biggest fan of Jurassic Park 3, but there are good scenes in it. There you go.
Well said.
That make you does
Exactly.
that make you happy,
Exactly.
Brad? All right.
That
Okay.
does. Look, because I can like sympathize with that. I like the movie, but like there's a lot of not great stuff in there, you know, like but there's a lot of good stuff
Mhm.
too. So, you know,
Yeah.
you can have it both ways. You can see both sides at the same
Mhm.
time. You don't have to just be like, well, one thing stinks, so I hate the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, like the Lost
Uh
World, one gymnastics scene, and it's
oh,
just
I got real scared there from. I'm like, what are you about to say here about the Lost World? Wait, what
no,
when
no,
did you not like this movie?
no, I love the Lost
I know.
World.
I was like very
I love
confused
the
for a second. I
Lost
was like, wait,
World.
you're like, yeah, like the Lost World. I'm like, wait, what? This
No,
guy gonna
because
say it sucks?
everybody always hates on the entire film for just one
Yep.
scene, the gymnastic scene, and
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man! It was Spielberg making a joke. Just let him have his
And
fun. You know
I
what I
thought that
mean?
was a great setup and payoff. I
I
love
thought it was
that joke.
hilarious.
Like it's
I
so
thought it was like
funny.
they kicked you off the team, like
I don't even need
you
to
know?
watch the whole movie to laugh at that joke because it's funny.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, man, it was awesome. I am so thankful that we had to do that. Like you said, to have the chance to represent
Yeah.
the community.
Yeah.
I hope we did a good job for everybody out there
I
who
hope
got a
so
chance to
too.
watch
I
it.
hope they're proud of
Like
us.
yeah, like I said, bug reels. Let them know that you want to see this thing, and
Mhm.
hopefully we'll get to see it sooner than 6 months. But it was some sort of thing where like it's like, hey, we have these deals in place and we can't get it up on demand or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But I did hear people were able to bring it up on demand or something, but not. I don't know. So just
Yeah, right.
check your TV, whatever your cable provider, and just see if it's available.
Mhm.
See if you can watch it on demand. If you recorded it, let us know. You know, we want to see it too.
Mhm.
I gotta reach out to them again and just see if they have a copy because they did
Yeah,
provide
it'd be
us.
nice.
They sent me like a link to the Ghostbusters documentary, which actually I think aired before the
Mhm.
Jurassic Park one. And I was like, hey, I
Yeah.
saw this. I watched it already because I wanted to get an idea as far as how they put things together. But oh,
Mhm.
no, I think maybe Back to the Future was on before that. I was like, dude, this is the best thing ever. Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones. I'm like, this it can't get much better than this. This is great.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So, but yeah, so you know, any final thoughts here because we've been going for a little while. So, what any final thoughts here on the production, on the state of Jurassic today? Anything else you want to get off your chest?
Um, super excited for the film. Um, I will say, what was I gonna say? Oh, Jurassic Celebration or Generation Jurassic.
Yeah.
Whoever's out there, most likely I will be going there. So
Oh
meet
yeah,
some of
yeah,
the
that's
people
right.
out there. So, Jaye Jurassic will be there with his lucky pack that everybody knows.
I have seen this
You
lucky
know,
pack. Yeah.
yeah. Um, I'm super excited for this film. the the more things I see about it, the more I love. I am not like I honestly like I always have that little bit of worry for it, but that worry is like minuscule compared to the amount of excitement that I have for this film coming out. I feel
Yeah.
it's going to be awesome. I really don't think it's going to be bad. Like I have like kind of like I don't have that worry about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel
That
like
sentence makes me nervous.
huh?
That sentence makes me nervous whenever like yeah, you say like, "Oh, it's there's no way it's going to be bad." And then you
I don't
show up
know,
and it
man.
ends
You
up
know what I
being
mean?
bad. But
Like Jurassic World was like that, and then Fallen Kingdom, I had some like once I started seeing some of the stuff in the house, I was like, "What?" I didn't. That's where, but everything I've seen so far is just like really pumped me up to go see this,
yeah, yeah,
and
exactly. It
and
looks
just the fact that
fantastic.
and just the fact that they have like some like they have a Dilophosaurus coming back, that is just incredible. I've wanted the Dilophosaurus to come back since the first film,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of stuff they're putting in there for, I say it and I don't care, fan service, which is fine with me because this is the last film of this saga, and the reason this film is still going, yes, money, but also fans. Us fans have kept us alive. We kept this franchise alive for 14 years. 14 years of just dark times. Nothing
Yeah.
but debates, fights on JP Legacy
JP
forums,
Legacy, yeah.
like
It was
and
rough.
like
It was rough out there.
looking for like toys that like were just not good, the same repaints for years, you know.
Yep.
I feel like we're in a really like legit great time to be a Jurassic Park fan. I
Mhm.
remember looking back and seeing with Star Wars, you could get anything of Star Wars. You get salt shakers of Star Wars. I saw a waffle maker of Star Wars, and I was like,
I
man, I
have
wish
one. Yeah.
Jurassic. Yeah, there you go. You know, what I mean, I wish
Yeah.
Jurassic was like at that level where and it's fun to actually tell somebody that I'm a Jurassic Park fan and not get that look where it's like, really, that's the franchise you like? Because everybody
Yeah.
would have these certain franchises, and I say, oh yeah, I love Jurassic Park, and they're just like, okay. And now it's kind of like, oh cool, I like Jurassic Park too, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm like, yeah, you like it. I live this stuff. Like, this is in my blood. It's literally in my skin. Like, you know. So like it's I feel like being a Jurassic Park fan now is awesome, and we have to just, be happy that we're getting this amazing movie, we're getting all this like new toys coming up, and just we're getting a lot of love as Jurassic Park fans.
Yeah.
There's always
Yeah.
stuff, whatever, but I'm super happy and excited for June. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah, and I think that's a very, tempered approach and a nice approach because if something's not for you, you don't have to enjoy it. That's fine, but like
Hmm.
let's also have fun at the same time. This
Oh
could be
yeah.
the end of the road for some portion of this franchise in some way. So we
Hmm.
gotta enjoy it while it's here. While we have
Exactly.
the original trio, while we're culminating this franchise here, it should be great. I think we've heard a lot of good things about it, and I'm very excited. So
Me too,
thank you
man.
so much for joining me. Have fun out there at the Generation Jurassic that's coming up soon, and happy birthday, man!
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Happy birthday! That's awesome. I think we're the same age now, right? So that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, man. It's crazy because like I'm I've today now I turned 36, and I've been a fan of this franchise for 30 years. 30
yeah,
years of this a fan of this franchise. That's crazy.
yeah.
I'm a lunatic. I'm an
Yeah,
absolute
yeah. I
lunatic.
mean, we're day one. We're day one, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah, make sure to go out there, ask Reelz. I did look it up. It's the unknown story, Jurassic Park, the unknown story.
Unknown story.
Go
All right.
go check it out if you have the chance. Watch, see if it's on demand, see if it's on. Maybe you recorded it and you had no idea. Or just spread the word and try to get it out there, because it was really cool. Really fun opportunity. Thank you to Reelz and everybody at the company there.
Yeah,
that,
of course.
the
Thank you so
production
much for
company
having
that,
us.
Yeah, that got us out there. That's really awesome. And maybe we'll get to do it again sometime. That would be great. If hey, if you're out there, we can film some more stuff. We'll do some more stuff anytime.
Lost World, Untold Story.
Yes,
be awesome.
Dude, let's
there's
do
so
it.
much. There's
Dude,
so much
oh
about
my
that.
God, that would be amazing. I would be so hyped for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so where can everybody find you online if they want to get a hold of you?
They can find me at Jaye Jurassick, JAYE_JURASSICK. Excuse me. On Google, I was gonna say Google.
On Google, just Google those
on
words.
Google, on MSN search, on Instagram and on Twitter, and as well on TikTok. Even though I have one video up, I just have one video. But
nice.
I gotta get.
That's gonna change.
You
You gotta get that changed.
Yeah, I gotta get going with that, man. I have one video, and I'm talking about the Red Rex because that's Red Rex. So.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
iconic. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for chatting for a little bit. And
yeah, no problem.
Hey, I also feel like you have like a whole bag full of segments that we have to air at some point.
I'm so sorry. All right, you know what we're gonna do, Brad? This is what I had an idea, because they're so old. They're like during the pandemic. Some of them.
I know. Victoria made a joke about it the other day. I don't know where she made the joke, but I was cracking up about it. I'm like, yeah, it's out there somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah. So okay. So you know what we should do? Like for those episodes, I think it's like 4. I have like 4. I have
Something
one
like
with
that,
Tom. Yeah. I have one with Tom. I have one with James. I have one with Victoria, and I think I have one with Jurassic Dave. So like we should just like before you announce it, be like the Jurassic Vault or something, because just so people know
that exists already. Yeah.
Is it okay? All right. Well, something like that. Dude, I'm so far behind on the podcast. I'm not gonna lie. I've it's just things have just been crazy. So
wait, you haven't been listening to each and every episode that I put all this time and effort into? No.
Yeah. I'm like 5 months behind, but I'm listening.
No, man, I can't imagine anybody listening to each one, but I appreciate those.
I'm getting there. Getting there.
But I am very excited to hear these things. I know some of them are the do you remember the first time you saw a dinosaur, right? Isn't that what some of them are?
Yeah, two of them are.
Those are timeless. So those are evergreen. You can put those out whenever, and they're fresh.
I guess the one that we would have to okay, so I think the one with Victoria is the one where you gotta be like, before you introduce it, well, this was recorded back during the pandemic times, because we talk about it a lot, So
yeah,
and we predicted the end.
I'm down for it. I want to hear whatever it is. Yeah, that's right. You predicted the end of the movie or something like that, right?
Yes, it's so bad, but I hope it's not what we predicted. I swear, if it's what we predicted, this movie's gonna suck.
Oh no! See, there's a chance. There's a chance. Well, stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned, and maybe we'll have some more content from Jay here sometime soon.
The good thing is though, if they hear this segment, it gives Colin and the whole entire Jurassic team no new ideas because the movie's already made. So.
True. Yeah, we
so
can have another movie. Maybe they'll make another one after.
Oh, no.
All right, dude. Well, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get out of here.